Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Monday morning. I hope we're all okay. Hope we are all right. Obviously, looking forward to a good week of whatever it is that you're up to this week. Obviously, today's game day. It's the first day of the season for Spurs. Obviously, Premier League's been on all weekend, obviously, but for us, it is the first game of the season. So we've got a bit of an update on Oliver Skipp and Odobert and their situations going into this game. We're going to be talking about Sergio Reguilon and the Barca interest. We'll be talking about interest in Giovani Lo Celso from multiple clubs. We're going to be talking about Vanderson as well. There's new reports on that. We're going to be talking about Joao Gomes. Sorry, I was just for some reason it was just completely blank my mind. But yeah, we're going to talk about Joao Gomes and some reports on him with Spurs' interest. Someone obviously we spoke about on the channel a few times before. So there's loads to talk about. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But what I just want to say though, if you're watching this and you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. Morning Clues, elusive right foot, belter of a name as per. Dan, Spurs, Simba the King. Wow, what a name. Kieran, good morning to you all. And yes, we will be talking a little bit about the number 6 role because there's some interesting feelings within the club towards the number 6 role, which I want to talk about as well. So let's jump in. Let's talk some stuff. And I'm going to start with the Joao Gomes one because first on my screen. So he came out a few days ago from a source that I don't think anyone really truly knew about, and it was sort of saying that Spurs were keen on Joao Gomes. X, Y, and Z. And it was something that I think a lot of Spurs fans have just latched onto in hope more than anything. Well, Prem Inside come out saying that Oliver Skipp's move to Leicester will accelerate Tottenham's interest for a midfielder. As it stands, Spurs have identified Joao Gomes and are expected to open up talks with Wolves for the Brazilian. So, interesting. And we've talked about Joao Gomes before on the channel. Couldn't give you the exact date as to when we talked about him, but we did. And I think there was a common theme with all of us. We were keen. We were keen as a community. Obviously, when a player plays for a team, sort of mid-table and below, and I'm not saying Wolves are a bad side. Just before I jump in there, before that gun gets shot, you sometimes don't watch them enough, or you sometimes don't truly appreciate them enough. And I think he was a revelation for Wolves last season. Obviously, it was a difficult season for them going into it. Obviously, Gary O'Neill going into that job only the week of the season, and he's been very, very good in the Premier League. Look, I think when I talk about signing of players, I'm always like, I'll be good if they're Prem proven, and well, this guy is Prem proven, and I'm keen. I'm very keen on this. Morning, Warren. Game day, absolutely going to be in and out, mate, as I'm playing a game, but big up. Hey, it's all right, mate. Enjoy. Match day. That's it, Richard. Ray, morning. Sunny Cyprus. Very jealous. No Odobert, why not? I'll tell you in a bit. Morning, Adiz. Rec. Hello, Mr. Andy. Just call me Andy. You don't have to call me Mr. Andy. The Wolves guy broke the Joao Gomes Spurs deactivated account on Twitter. He did, Hugo, correct. Morning for Sunny Framlingham. Oh, nice, Michael. Well, look. We'll see on the Joao Gomes one. Obviously, I think for the Joao Gomes side of things, let me just quickly look at what transfer market value him at, just so we have sort of an idea. And I think obviously it'll always be more than that. I mean, they value him at 35 million euros. We'll call it 30 million pounds. I would say it's probably closer towards the 50 million pounds. Now, obviously, there's an issue that Spurs might come across, obviously, with Neto being sold to Chelsea. Do Wolves really need to sell? And obviously, I know they've had some issues with financial fair play previously, but selling of Neto, does that fix their situation? That's always an issue. Morning, Andy, mate. How are we? What 4 club trained players do you think Spurs are registered for the season? Well, technically, they've only got 2. So they're not going to have all 4, but hey. It'll be Gallagher in the end. No, I don't think it'll be Gallagher, mate. I don't think it'll be Gallagher. Even down under, even Michael, big up Andy, currently in any getting my foot sorted. Think I've done something to it during football. Joshua, mate, hope it's not too serious, mate. Hope it's not too serious. Greetings and salutations, Sir Andy. Cheers, Ales, mate. Finally, the day's here, Cozy, absolutely. We should get Bradley Locko. Well, someone told me he's done his Achilles, so I don't think we'll be going for Bradley Locko. Ayabonga Dano, what's the name? Another CDM and left-sided centre-back. Would really rate the summer window highly. As for our guys, it's definitely a 9 out of 10 window. Peace and love from Malaysia. Absolutely. Hey, Gary, mate, how are we? Dave Ginola, what a name. I really rate Gomez. That's the crux of what I view on this deal. Now, obviously, what does that deal cost? It's hard to predict, to be honest, because, like I said, Wolves have probably a bit more control over it now due to their financial situation being improved by the Neto sale. Now, if you sell Neto and you sell Gomez for in total, let's say somewhere between 100 and 110, you can really improve your squad with that kind of money in the Premier League. And that's what a lot of, look at Bournemouth when they sold Solanke. They improved their team straight away. Obviously we'll see what the new man comes in and does, and then Vanderson, but that's how you do it. When West Ham sold Declan Rice, you bulk out the team in positions where you think, oh, actually we do have some weakness. Does bringing in youth help with the squad? Yeah, well, yes and sort of no, but yes and no. Hey, Scott, how are we? We're cooking, yeah. It's shocking how well you pronounce Ayabonga. Fair play. I'm early in the morning. Get me on a later stream, and I probably haven't got it in me. Who do you choose, Edison or Joao Gomez? Well, do you know what? That's a difficult one. Joao Gomez, obviously, you would have to say would probably be a bit cheaper and more Prem proven. I think Edison, I'd probably say Joao Gomez. Yeah, I'd probably say Joao Gomez, actually, thinking just on that alone. Today's the day, Jake. Absolutely, mate. How are we? Dr. Johnny, how are you, mate? What are our chances of signing someone after Joao Gomez? The dead stock seems to be leaving the club. Still high, mate. Still high. Like I said, Alistair Gold seems to reckon we might sign 2 more players. I just don't think Wolves will sell Gomez. Well, that's what I'm thinking with Wolves. I don't think they maybe have the need to sell him due to their FFP being fixed by Neto. Right, moving on, because we've got loads to talk about, by the way. We've got 6 or 7 things to talk about. We've only done number 1 so far. So let's jump in. Let's go Sergio Reguilon. Sports saying that Reguilon remains an option for Barcelona, which is good news. Now, as we all know, speaking of financial fair play, Barca are somewhat screwed. And buying players isn't their issue. It's registering players. That's the issue, to fit in line with La Liga standards and Europe standards and all those things that go into that none of us truly understand. But from the outside looking in, they are somewhat screwed. Now, they moved off of Marcos Alonso. They've moved off of Sergio Roberto. Obviously, they've not signed Joao Cancelo back. So that has improved, obviously. But, they're trying to register Dani Olmo. There's other things they're trying to do. Reguilon, obviously, will probably be quite a cheap deal for them, if I'm honest. And as much as you probably wouldn't get, them buying Reguilon, I've always said this summer has been a summer not about seeing how much money Spurs can make from this player and that player and this player and that player. It's half the time been, obviously with Emerson, there was an opportunity where Spurs could make some money. But, with other players, it's always just been about, let's just move them on. If you move them on, you've got a lot less work to do later into the window. And I'm thinking with the Reguilon side of things, if Barca were just to take his wages on, I think Spurs would move him on. Okay, they're not going to make millions and millions out of a deal, but if they take on his wages, you've got 1 year left on his deal. You know that he's now done. That's his loan done. Well, not loan done, but that loan will finish his contract out with Spurs. He's nothing of concern with Spurs. It's kind of what Spurs did with Eric Dyer. And I'd be on board with that, to be honest. And again, if you think with the summer that we've had and the players that we've moved on from, if you're then adding in a Reguilon to that, you've only got Lo Celso and Solomon to go. And obviously, I'm going to talk about Lo Celso. I'll have a quick chat about Solomon in a minute as well. As much as, people can be really unhappy with the incomings, which I'm not very unhappy with the incomings at all. I think there's been some really good additions. But with the outgoings, bloody great window. Like I said, Wolves also sold Kilman. That's it, Richard. Shout out Richard for that, because I forgot Max Kilman got sold. I think it was 40 million, which they didn't make the full 40 million. I think they made 36 because 4 went to, was it Maidstone United in, I think they had a 20% sell on, but they lowered it down to 10. We'll see, Luke. But Prem inside putting it in there, Luke, means something that potentially could be there. Hey, Clement, mate, how are we? So there's that on one Sergio Reguilon. give you just an update ahead of on Skippy's situation. Romano saying that so Leicester and Spurs have started exchanging all documents for the deal. Medical is already completed. 20 million plus 5 million in add-ons deal to be signed soon. So 25 million Spurs are well, definitely 20, but 25 million Spurs might be making Oliver Skipp. It's a good deal for us. It really is. I like Skippy. I think it's a great move for him. But it's for us being, the selfish Spurs fans that we are, I think that's a good deal for us. 25 million, he's a good lad. I think he had some value, but he was never going to be a true starter for Spurs. But he gave everything for Spurs, so fair play. But it's a good deal for us. It's a good deal for him. Obviously, he's going to be starting week in, week out for Leicester. It's a good deal for it's a good deal for them as well. So, they get a Prem-proven, player who is more than good enough to be a Premier League player. He's not a Championship player. He's more than good enough to be a Premier League player. Premier League experience, over 100 games for Spurs as well. So I think that's a really good signing for them. He obviously won't be playing tonight for us or them. He's in limbo. He's in the middle between the two. Obviously won't be starting tonight. On Odobert's side of things, obviously signed for Spurs. That's not an issue. Spurs are now waiting for a work permit before he is eligible to play for Spurs. So he won't be ready to play tonight. Even though he might have been registered, the work permit obviously not being completed means he can't play today. So, we'll have to wait potentially till the weekend to see Wilson play for Spurs, or potentially even later, obviously, but we'll see on that one. But yeah, just an update on those two. Kamagumet, how are we? Donna, how are I? Skips and winks pivot. Maurizio Pochettino's wet dream, is it not, Richard? You're worried if Sink score against us, that would be embarrassing. Well, it can happen. You never know. When Jose said he would be a future Spurs captain. Yeah, do you know what? He was playing very, very well until that big injury. And that, I think, kind of scuppered him a little bit. But it happens. It really does happen. And it's one of those things. You learn from it and you move on. Let's follow up. Let's talk Gio. And reports saying that Aston Villa, Roma and Real Betis are in for Giovani Lo Celso, who's been told he's not part of Spurs' plans and can leave for around 13 million. I think it will be somewhere between 10 to 13, 10 to 12.5 million. I think Spurs make on this deal. He will be moved on. He may obviously be in the squad for today. It's not, if he's in the squad for today, you might think actually the deal's going to be a little bit longer in waiting. But he might be in the squad today. If Skippy's moving on, Odobert's still not registered, you could have a situation where he's in the squad. Now, obviously, you've still got in midfield for today, you still got Archie Gray, you still got Bergvall, you still got Sarr, Madders, Bentancur, Kulu can fill in there. So you still got plenty of midfield options, but he might be on the bench. You never know. Yeah, we'll have to see on Gio. I think Gio does move on, if I'm honest. I think there's more than those three clubs. I really do. Obviously, we know about Charlotte FC having some potential interest in him in the MLS. So obviously, Aston Villa, Roma, Betis, and let's say Charlotte FC, that's four clubs alone that are going to have interest in Gio. But if you were to factor in, is there other teams in the Spanish league? Is there other teams in the Serie A? Because I think he'd kill it in the Serie A. I really, really do think he'd kill it in the Serie A. But Saudi have their noses sniffing around. Let's be honest, every deal, do they not? Hey, Ronnie, mate, how are we? Morning, Martin. How are you, mate? Abdul, how are you, mate? Watching from Cape Town. Gomez would be great sign, especially now that world-class Skipp is gone. Wow. 132 million for academy products in the last 2 years isn't bad. No, it's bonkers money. And it's not like we were selling our players to fit FFP like other clubs. We were just selling some of our academy players. Caleb, mate, how are we? If Regi and Lo Celso move on, then we've done a good job without going. He's done a great job, I'd say, Gary. A great job. Morning, Sonia. Leicester fans are really downbeat for the start of the season. Got injuries up top. Many income is not sold on Coop. Apparently, they're not great at set pieces either. Surely a W. Well, surely, Luke. Luke, what do you think the scoreline's going to be, mate? Let's see. We should keep Mr. Reguilon. Oh, no. Move him on. Hey, Clinton, mate, how are we? Sad to see Skipp leave. Hope one day he can come back. He's one of our own. Well, you never know. The world works in mysterious ways, as the saying, isn't it? Why does Odobert need a work permit when he came from Burnley? It's Ray, that's a technical question, mate. I don't know enough about it. Mate. Which ones from our youth team are staying with the squad apart from Mikey Moore? You'd say Lancashire will be featuring. Obviously, Divine's still in the squad, so we'll keep an eye on Divine because we're not too sure on that. But Lancashire, Mikey are probably the main two. Yeah. He's not a good left back. No. Praying for a 6-0 victory. I'd love it. Morning, Tony, mate. How are we? Why can't we get Locatelli? Let's not say we couldn't get Locatelli. Not say that. But let's I tell you what, that brings me quite nicely onto how Spurs view the midfield. Because this is quite keen. A lot of us talk about Spurs, they need a 6, they need this, they need that. And I've always said, ange said he doesn't view midfielders in a 6-8-10. He just kind of views midfielders as midfielders. So Dan Kilpatrick saying that a new number 6 is not thought to be a priority before the end of the window, partly due to the performances of Lucas Bergvall and Archie Gray this summer. And I tend to agree, if I'm honest. The reason why I think I agree, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, obviously, that's the beauty of this game. Archie Gray obviously been very good, can play the 6, can play the 8. Obviously, Bergvall's quite good at taking the ball off the back 4. But, obviously, I think marshalling a defence, I'm not as sure on him on. I like Bergvall a bit further forward anyway, shoot me. But obviously, Bentancur's back, and everyone in the club is very excited for Bentancur this year. Obviously, he wasn't healthy last season. So anyone going, he's a bit naff, he's a bit that and the other, the guy was not fit last season, had so many massive injuries, came back early from every injury. It's always considered this season to be his season. And apparently the club are very excited about Bentancur this year, which I am as well. I've always said Bentancur's our best midfielder. I'm looking forward to him proving this year that he is the best midfielder. And he will feature as the 6 tonight, in my opinion. Obviously, you guys may not think that, but I think Bentancur features as the number 6 for tonight. Obviously, you still got Basuma. You still got Archie Gray. You got a lot of options. And I've always said, if the attacking 3 has fluidity, has the ability to not lose the ball every other second, you're not going to deal with as many counter-attacks. And actually, when the main back 4 played last year of Destiny, Mickey, Kuti, Porro, and obviously Cairo in goal, which everyone knows he was in goal, we were the best. We're the 4th best defence in the league. So I'm not as worried personally, Hi, Andy. Fenerbahce of Turkey are interested in Lo Celso as well. They go Hotspur 74. Good shout, mate. What's news on Gomez? I caught stream 15 minutes in. Clinton, you got to be here on time, dude. The interest in Gomez is Spurs are keen, and they are looking to potentially open up talks with him. I think Alfie deserves to stay. I like Alfie. I think he's had a great pre-season. I think he's got a great season. Morning, in news on Gomez. Simon, you're 17 minutes late, Simon. I talked about him at the start, man. But there you go. I just said it there. Good morning, Annie. Happy match day. Really looking forward to seeing Spurs back tonight. Absolutely. Agreed, mate. Big up all. Lo Celso will go to Saudi and continue to use them as us as a training camp for Argentina. Fair enough, Janice. Wolves will not sell Gomez. They have recouped 100 million in players. Summer sales. Gomez is one of the best players. It would be ridiculously expensive. I don't think it's needed. Oh, there we go, Caleb. Does Ange even know what his best midfield is? I would say so, yeah. But the emergence of Bentancur and the emergence of Archie Gray, yeah, then you've got to have questions. He might go, actually, I just want to see what these guys can do in competitive, games. Maybe he doesn't know, which is, and that's not to say he doesn't know because he's so indecisive. It's because these 2 guys have come through and actually they're like, I'm going to need to see what these guys can do before I truly know. Anyway, rotation is going to be a massive thing this year anyway. You're going to see Bergvall, Gray, Bentancur, Sarr, Madders, Kulu, Basuma. You're going to see them all so much this season. Let's see how we deal with the low block tonight. Hope we break them up nice and early in the match. Well, hopefully so. We've done well against Steve Cooper's sides before, so hopefully so. Hear what you're saying, Andy, about how the midfield works, but we need an energetic defensive one. Well, that's why we got Bentancur. That's my guy. Wolves are asked a lot of money. Yeah, true. The match will be at 3 a.m. here Tuesday, but come on, I'm not going to miss it even though by 9 a.m. I need to be at the office. Cheers, Andy. Well, mate, Farhan, get to bed a bit earlier, wake up at about 2:45, get yourself 15 minutes to get yourself going. Game goes on for what? A couple of hours till 5 a.m. back to bed for an hour, wake up and get to work. I used to do it with the American football quite often. What's your thoughts on the defence this season, Andy? I am not as concerned as everyone else on the defence, my friends. Like I said, 4th best defence in the league when our main 4 were fit, obviously with Vic being a 5. A healthy midfield would help that as well, but also a front 3 that can hold onto the ball better. That would massively help. So I'm not concerned. I think we can really make a statement tonight with a proper dominant display. I think we're forgotten in pundits' predictions. Mate, Caleb, I'm loving the fact that pundits think we're going to finish 7th or 8th. I am loving it. Because they were massively wrong on us last year. Let's do it again. Hey, Bolly, how are we, mate? How are we? Right, moving on. We've got some more stuff to talk about. We've got Vanderson talk. So let's decipher this. Now, we talked about Vanderson yesterday. And, you know, Bruno Andrade saying that Spurs are keen on and Vanderson, they're going to make moves for him, X, Y, and Z. Well, news source in Sebastian Dennis, who works for Foot Mercato, saying that Monaco are anticipating his departure, Vanderson's departure, who is in Spurs' interest. Vanderson is aware of the interest. He's yet to give in his agreement to join the club. Obviously, shockingly, that doesn't shock me at all. And I was thinking about this one, and look, I like Vanderson. I think he's a very good player. But at the same time, I don't think it's the move that we need right now. And look, there's obviously been some other chances this summer where Spurs have made moves for players because other teams haven't. It's kind of forced their hands, e.g. Archie Gray. But for me, it's not the right player. I've always said I'd like a left back. Now, if the left back can play left centre back, fantastic. If not, it's something we have to get on well with. But a left back would be lovely. Patrick Dorgu is the guy that I truly want. But for me, Vanderson's a top player. Would you miss out on him in another summer or another window? Maybe. But if Monaco are talking about that he's going to be moving, he's talking about he's going to be moving, there's no way Spurs are going to be doing them a good deal. They're going to try and haggle that one down to the last minute, aren't they? Let's be honest. Especially with the emergence of Spence this summer doing as well as he has, and he's going to be with the squad this year. It's not as crucial needing a right back, you know. Plus, Archie Gray's emergence at right back, which we all know he could do, but obviously the club needs to see it themselves. It's another thing. It's going to cost a lot. Not sure it's worth this room in 60 million. Well, fair enough, Andrew. Fair enough. Morning, my friend. Lots of fans and players is getting to rebuild the squad. I'm delighted and behind Ange 100%. We need every player this season for every game. We are a lot stronger. Agreed, Richard. How are you, mate? You're right. They're glazing United, Chelsea, and Villa so much. I think secretly, Ange will be happy to fly under the radar. Me too. And Chelsea looked rubbish yesterday, in my opinion. United looked no good against Fulham. And another day, Fulham would have won 4-5-0, if I'm honest. Or 4-5-1, if you want to give them that goal. Villa looked solid at times through West Ham, but that's a difficult game to open away to West Ham. So I think they look solid. I think Villa will be good again this year. How they cope with the Champions League, that's obviously a question mark, but time will only tell on them. Only a portion of our fans think 7th or 8th. Most experts predicting 4th or 5th. Well, that's the experts. For me, I'm predicting top 4 for Spurs this year. I haven't predicted who I think will get relegated or who else is going to be in the top 4. Arsenal and City are going to be in the top 4, as we all know. I think everyone can agree on that. But I think Spurs will be in the top 4. The other team in the top 4, don't know. I would take Hincapie over Van. Solves our left side depth. Agreed. Afternoon would definitely go all out for Hincapie. Perfect for us, for sure. Left back and left centre back are a must. Hopefully so, Michael. If we recruit more players, prefer it in defence. Well, look, we're still going to be looking at midfield. We know that we're still going to be looking at midfield because obviously Skipp's going. You think Højbjerg's going, Lo Celso is going to be going, and you've replaced them with Gray, and you've replaced them with Bergvall. So you're probably going to need one more, unless you're you're probably going to need one more. You're right about United and Chelsea. Occasionally, Johnny. Occasionally. Top 4 is me as well. Big and Ange trust. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm predicting winning the league. As far as you know, I'm head of PR. There you go, then. We'll be 3rd in the league with Liverpool dropping a 4th. Oh, Geraldo. Interesting. A trophy coming this season. Solanke to be top striker and finish 3rd. That's my treble 20 quid on it today. Well, hey, I could get on board with that season. 3rd and a tie and a cup win. I think we could all probably get on board with that, if I'm honest. That'd be a bloody great season. So yeah, tonight, obviously playing tonight. Looking forward. I'm looking forward to tonight. Obviously 8 p.m. kickoff. I think the match show or warm up on Sky Sports starts from 6:30 UK time. So look, get yourself, enjoy the build up to the new season. Obviously, it's gonna be difficult. Leicester, a new promoted side. They won the championship last year. You can't take them lightly. They're going to be difficult tonight. They're going to be up for it. That first, I think 20, 25, 30 minutes are going to be really intense, scrappy. I think from there, Spurs need to just grow into the game. So as long as we're, doing our thing, no mistakes, just being smart, building into the game, I think we should do the business. Like I said, my prediction is 2-1 Spurs. I can't remember who I said my goal scorers be. I think I said Maddison and Solanke. I think. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. But in terms of who I think starts tonight, I've always talked about it, but I'll say it again. Vic and goal, Destiny, Porro as your fullbacks, Mickey and Romero as your centre halves, midfield three of Bentancur, Sarr, Maddison, and then your front three, Sonny, Solanke, and Kulu. Obviously, look, I know a lot of you go, but Kulu in the centre. I think he will feature a lot more in the centres this season, but for the first game, I think they'll put him out wide, if I'm honest. But yeah, I think that'll be my team. I'm going to go 2-1. Solid win to get off the mark, heading into, some interesting games coming up. There's some very difficult games. Obviously, there's a international break in 2 weeks' time now. So that's no fun. Start the season, there's already an international break, And saying he wants to be a tight Mateo context. He wants to try and change. Yeah, no issues with Ange saying what he wants to say on that. Alonso's not letting Hincapie leave, especially he's playing Champions League. Well, there you go. I would love to see the team fly and play great football. But see what the naysayers do then. Well, we play great football anyway. So I guess it's all about, making sure that we do what we need to do. Focus on us and we'll be fine. There's my predicted lineup. Enjoy it, Polly. Yeah. I feel like we're going to be in a league of our own this season. I feel Man City and Arsenal will be like 1 to 3 wins ahead of us. The third be ahead of fourth by 10, 15, showcasing the top. Interesting, Alex. Trust Maddison is going to cook so hard. I'll do. I'll back Maddison. Can Solanke get in a brace at the minimum? I can actually see us thrashing Leicester Coys. Love it. Maddison is going to gain his respect from people today. Absolutely agreed. 4-1 to Tottenham. We'll get hold of the game after 30 minutes. Solanke scores a brace. I'd love it, Richard. Kulu deserves to start given his preseason form. I think he will start. Come on, brother, 2-1. Really? Yeah, it's just, I'm an optimist, but also I feel like I'm a slight pessimist. First games of the season away to newly promoted sides. You watch Liverpool against Ipswich. That was not comfortable for them at all. Second half, they were a lot better, Liverpool, but first half, Ipswich were causing them so many issues. They could barely hold on to the ball. So with us, just be aware. If we go into this game, don't expect Spurs to have it all their own way. They're going to be difficult, Leicester. They'll be up for it. And we shall see. Going into this season as well, by the way, we're going to be obviously introducing someone else new onto the channel this season for once, 1-2 times a week. He's a Spurs fan as well. He will be with me in videos. Also, looking to hopefully maybe bring other fans of other channels onto the channel to talk about their team when it comes to when we play a different team. So, by all means, when you're on Twitter, if you want to tag me or you want to send me, people that I should, be looking to maybe collab with on other teams, by all means. Won't be doing it every single week, but something we'll be bringing in, hopefully. 4 goal difference give us first place in the table. Going forward to Leicester has no attack. It'll be a clean sheet, Cozy. Ooh. Madison is back to play against Leicester at their stadium. I hope the fans don't boo him. I don't think they will. They went down, he got himself a good move, you know what I mean? I'm excited for the collabs. Yeah, it should be good. I definitely need to watch their videos, things like that, because it's all about the person as well, not just who they support. But yeah, when we play in the EFL Cup and the FA Cup, where maybe we're against teams in different leagues, like the Championship, League One, League Two, it'd be good to have them on the channel talking about their teams, because it's good to sort of give teams that maybe aren't in the Premier League different exposure as well. When is the Europa League draw? I think it's towards the end of this month. I think. Leicester are playing the big underdog card. We can't fall into their trap. Agreed. I'm worried about Vicario at the back. Hopefully, there won't be any clumsy back passing. Vic had no mistakes last season as a keeper, so I think we'll be all right. I don't see a clean sheet because we can't defend. That's an over exaggeration. I think Gray will be the 6th, not Bentancur. We're beating Arsenal this season every time. I feel it. Oh, King Power going to be so hostile. Matt going to get booed. I spoke to a Leicester fan. Said it's normal for Leicester fans to boo their former players. Bit of a weird thing if that's the case. I'll be on your channel anytime, and the Spurs issue market in these parts of the world. There you go then. Right. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go off and enjoy the rest of your morning/afternoons, evenings, depending on where you are in the world. Enjoy it. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. Obviously, we might be back later, potentially in the afternoon into maybe the early evening. But if not, enjoy the rest of your days. Enjoy the game. And I will see you all very, very soon. Peace out, everyone. Ciao.